I think that's expensive now compared to what it used to be, whereas people in the other camp will say, no, it's still a lot cheaper than what you'll pay back home. I think 180 baht for a small beer isn't that cheap anymore, but you've got to look what you get. If you're going into a very nice go-go bar that's got 50 girls on stage and you're only getting charged for a beer, then okay, it doesn't seem so expensive, does it? Because you're getting a lot to look at. You're sitting in their comfortable seat, you're using their bathroom, the air conditions, keeping you cool, so you're getting value for money. It's when you go to kind of bars that tend to rip you off. Luckily there's not too many of them about these days. So is it more expensive here, or is it still cheap to come to Thailand? Generally speaking, I can only give you an opinion on what I've seen personally, and that's what I'll do now. So I think airfares are more expensive. They went right up towards the end of COVID, very, very expensive. In some cases, they doubled, and I think they're coming down again quite significantly. I do have a lot of contact with viewers, emails, messages and things, and I do live streams, obviously, and viewers tell me that prices are coming down, not quite as low as pre-COVID, but the airline prices are coming down again. What about the cost of hotels? They're still much, much cheaper than in your own country. I don't think the hotel prices have gone up very much at all since pre-COVID. Some people might argue with me about that. I don't think they have. You can still get a nice room in Pattaya for anywhere between 800 and 1200 baht a night, including breakfast. That's a budget hotel, but most of the budget hotels are very nice down there. Air conditioned, everything works. I normally stay in a budget hotel. The cost of transportation, you can get a bus to Pattaya. I'm using Pattaya as an example because I've gone there many times and I know prices, and it's a good example to use. But it could be anywhere in Thailand, like Hua Hin, for instance, same thing. But you can get a bus down to Pattaya for about 130 plus baht. Well, that's a 2-hour journey, a 2-hour journey in the UK. Before I came out here, I took the National Express, which is the cheapest bus you can catch in the UK. I took it from Northampton to Heathrow, which was about 2 hours, and I think I paid £22. So it was cheap, but nowhere as cheap as in Thailand. Taxis, same thing, you know, you can book them to go on a distance for a set price, which is a lot cheaper than in your own country. So those kind of everyday expenses, food as well, that's a good example. You can still go into a good restaurant here and get a decent meal, a baked potato and a steak, something like that, you know, for $7, $8, $9. I know in my own country for a steak and a baked potato, just in a normal restaurant, you're going to be paying, I don't know, it's been a while, what, £15, £18 in a Wetherspoons pub? I don't know. Maybe you could let me know in the comments below if you've recently had something like that. I would like to know. So yeah, I mean, it's still good value here. Once you've paid your airfare, once you've paid your hotel where you're staying, there's still value. When you go out at night, it's the biggest expense. So the guys who come out here and they want holiday girlfriends, obviously that's going to cost you a lot of money. You're paying, you're paying double then, aren't you? Every time you have a meal, you have to buy her a meal. When you have a drink, she has a drink, and you know, she wants little presents and things, and that's normal. So if that's the way you're going to operate when you come out here, then you need a bit more money than everybody else. The other thing is that you've got to take into consideration, I think, is the people who come out here for a short holiday and they've saved up all year, and they've got their set budget like I used to have. I'll come out with £2,000 and I think, okay, I'm going to blow that. I don't care how much prices are. You can do that when you come on vacation. You can do that, and it doesn't really matter, because as long as you've got enough money to go get back home, when you get back to work, you just do it all again, don't you? But when you live out here and you're on a budget like I am, I'm not poor, but I'm not extremely wealthy either. I'm kind of at the lower end as opposed to in the middle. You do have to watch what you spend. You do have to kind of do a bit of cooking at home. You can't afford to go out every night. And when you do go out, you have to pick your venues. You know, I can't afford to go out to Nana Plaza 5 nights a week, or Soy Cowboy. My bank account just wouldn't handle it now. But I do like to go out for a drink, and I like to go to the beach. I've got a car. So I'm going off course here. So the whole argument was, is Thailand more expensive than your home country? Is it getting more expensive? There's lots and lots of videos on YouTube that said, I think I've made them myself, that Thailand's getting, especially Bangkok, is getting very, very expensive now. So in a nutshell, I think I'll put it like this. If you live here and you've been coming here for quite a long time, then yes, it does seem to be getting more expensive than it used to be. But anywhere you are in the world, prices go up, inflation, no prices remain the same. But it just seems that Bangkok is getting very expensive now for guys who have been out here a long time like myself. If you're one of those guys who come out for a week, a month, 2 months, and you compare prices to what you're paying in your home country, then yes, Thailand is still a pretty good bet. It's still pretty cheap. As I say, once you pay your airfare and you're here, food's pretty cheap. Entertainment's quite cheap if you do it carefully, and you can have a good time on a budget here. I wouldn't listen too much to these videos where guys say you can live in Thailand full time on $1,000 a month and party every night. That isn't true. There's a lot of things those guys don't tell you about, as the cost of visas and deposits and health insurance and things like that. So you could live out here on a budget, but not living in that particular manner. You're not going to be out partying every night. Okay, so I hope that's kind of answered a few of the questions, because I've had lively arguments where people say, oh no, it's not, Thailand's not expensive anymore, look how much you pay for this in Bangkok as opposed to your own country. And I think about it and I think, yeah, you know, he's right, it does cost this much. But then, you know, I'll go into a restaurant that I went into maybe 3 years ago, and I'll order a meal, and it's not just increased slightly, it's maybe double or even 3 times. I think, wow, it's so expensive here. But I'm not comparing like for like, am I? I'm just comparing what it used to be like back then.